My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Slay the Spire. We have the Ascension 10 Ironclad to take to the Heartbreaker. Yes, another try. I'll take it. Random colors. Actually, one thing we do need to speak about. The Relic Philosopher's Stone has received a buff. The buff that it's received is that instead of giving +2 strength to all enemies, it gives +1 now. So that makes the lose your starting relic, obtain a random boss relic slightly more powerful. Not entirely, but slightly. I think I'm going to go with a random colorless uncommon, though. Okay. Deep breath could be good. I'm going to try and go for the... Oh, damn it. Yeah, no, I do just want to remove you from the field. I'm going to try and go for the Powered Up Elite this floor. And a lot of how I'm going to be able to do that is by picking up one of the first big aggressive cards that I see. We'll use Deep Breath here just in case it gets bashed for the kill. It does not. We'll triple defend, so we only take 1 damage this turn because we're very likely to be able to kill next turn, which we can. Do I dare? I love Rampage. I love running Rampage builds. We have a Deep Breath already in the deck. Yes, let's go. Rampage time. Remove a card, sure. Let's get a strike out of there. We're going to want that Rampage upgraded as soon as possible. Yes, I realize I just passed up the opportunity to upgrade it. Yeah, okay, so maybe I don't always make the world's best decisions. But removing a card is going to give me the opportunity to cycle through that Rampage a lot more times and increase its damage a lot more times. Headbutt. The game is trying to offer me a Rampage build right now, and I am here for it. I am living for that. Not super into how this is going, though. I can guarantee that I have the kill next turn, but unfortunately I'm still ending the fight with 1 HP missing. Rage is really interesting. So is Feel No Pain. Damn. So Rage is really interesting because Rage means that I can turn this into like a semi-infinite and have like really reliable block. But also it's important that Rage would allow me to do to generate a lot of block while being aggressive. And considering we're going to be using things like Rampage, Headbutt, and Pommel Strike in order to redraw Rampage, that's quite powerful. Feel No Pain would immediately invalidate any... what are they called again? They have a name. It is... the name is Sentinels. It would entirely invalidate those this floor, and it would help us against the heart. And we're incentivized to start trying to exhaust cards in our deck so that we can thin our deck down to just Rampage. I'm going to take the Rage, though. Here's all of the reasons I should take something else. Now watch as I ignore all of the reasons I've just presented to you. Not too much I could have done about block on that turn, unfortunately. 13, 13, 8. Yeah, we're fine. Flex Clash and Second Wind all get a hard pass right there. Rampage, and then we'll Deep Breath to put the Rampage... That's pretty much 2 increases on the Rampage, and I've still got the Headbutt left in the deck. That's pretty damn good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mulligan those 4. The reason that I'm doing that is because if I drew a new hand, I was going to draw Headbutt as the start of a new deck because I was going to have to shuffle my deck in order to draw the 5th card, which would have prevented me from using Headbutt to get the Rampage out of my discard pile. So ultimately, this is going to help us scale a lot faster. Sure, we have to cop the 20 this turn, but... Deep Breath and Headbutt are kind of antithetical to one another right now. So Deep Breath is actually a bit of a problem. Wow. I just needed like a low-cost attack, like, you know. And if I drew Headbutt or Bash, I would already have lethal. Lame. Lame. Bag of Marbles at the start of each combat apply 1 vulnerable to all enemies. Warcry is a really nice way to benefit from Headbutt. Headbutt Warcry in the same hand means that you can use Warcry for a 0-cost draw. Unfortunately, the first thing we have to do is smith. Unfortunately. Well, we have to smith the Rampage as soon as possible. It's just no two ways around that one. Really bad card ordering. We got the Headbutt before the Rampage. We got the sorry. Yeah. Really bad card ordering. It's entirely possible we end up dying in this fight as a result of how badly we drew. Yeah, 2 shuffles and we got 2 Rampages off. That's what you would expect without all of the things we put in this deck to help it. Letter Opener, whenever you play 3 skills in a single turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies, as well as the Emerald Key, Searing Blow this early. No. This helps us cycle. This helps us put Rampages back on top of the deck. And other Headbutts, in fact, back on top of the deck. I'm going to take Brutality here, actually. Bottled Flame, I have to take it. Rampage in the opening hand is extraordinary. I'm probably dead to whatever elite that is, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to veer off to the left here, where I really didn't want to, but because of how badly that Gremlin Knob fight went, I have to. Don't really have too much of a say in that one. Obviously, I should have killed both of the frontliners. I dismissed the fact that the backliner actually had slightly less damage on their attack. I'll take an Iron Wave as a value card. It's also really What's this fight? It's also really valuable alongside... It's also extraordinarily valuable alongside the other card that I cannot remember the name of, Rage. This is just a bunch of extra block while you're being ridiculously aggressive. I forgot that we had the trigger of Letter Opener there, so I didn't know that we had lethal. Burning Pact is actually a way to get back to our Rampage quite quickly, but I'm a little worried about that. Whether or not we can win here is going to be entirely based off of how lucky we get with our opening draws, unfortunately. I'll upgrade the Bash over everything else here. Ooh, okay, that's really good. Rampage, then a Headbutt, then we Warcry, and put a defense back on top of the deck, probably. Rampage again. So that's 2 triggers of Rampage already. Deep Breath for a new deck, next Rampage. That's really good. Also, resting before the Hexaghost fight oftentimes turns out to be a bad idea. Just because the Hexaghost does more damage on turn 2 based on how high your current HP is. Hey, Deep Breath actually helping us out here. I'm liking it. Rampage, Headbutt back to the top of the deck, and we win. Cool. So, as I said, it was going to relate entirely to whether or not we drew Rampage well, and we did. The Bottled Flame is extraordinarily handy with that. Offering. It'll help us go off and build it up a lot faster. That's really frustrating to see Snecko Eye here. It's like really frustrating. Because another build could have utilize that extraordinarily effectively. Snecko Ironclad is pretty ridiculous. I may need to take the Velvet Choker just because I need the extra energy. We will step on our own toes occasionally. Warcry, Rage, Offering, Brutality, Deep Breath. We're going to step on our own toes occasionally, but the extra energy is going to be giving me the ability to defend, and that defense is hopefully going to help keep us alive. This also limits our ability to use double tap, but if we use double tap cleverly, we can mitigate a lot of the negatives. Okay, let's start with an Offering. Okay. 3 skills used, and I'm going to be using 3 attacks to drop someone to the ground. Good. And I drop intentionally one of the ones that was about to buff. Yeah, we're taking a lot of damage here if I don't... Ah, nice. Okay. So we'll take 1 damage this turn, but ultimately we'll be fine. Power Potion as well as Rupture. There we go. That's actually something I was looking for. Brutality Rupture becomes the mini version of a... What's the name of the card again? Demon Form. It's 1 ritual in the Speak of Bix the Cultist. As much as I want Disarm, pre-upgraded Rupture. I mean, it's really difficult for me to pass up there. Offering, Warcry, Deep Breath. All of the ones that increase their draw are going to be very good for us. Whenever you enter a shop, heal 10 HP. I mean, how many shops do I enter? Probably going for a later game one as well. I can probably take that without feeling too bad. Then remove a strike. Birdface Urn would be 4 HP each combat, which I only just realized after I bought the ticket. I am dumb. Alright, let's move. I'm not gonna redo that. That wasn't me miscounting, that was me misstrategizing. Protect for 5 damage or keep the vulnerability up. I'm actually not going to protect for 5 damage this turn. Keeping the vulnerability on the enemy as well as the extra damage that we dealt there. Hopefully. And it looks like actually I might be correct. There's another draw. Yeah. I was hoping it was going to help us kill the Shelled Parasite at such a rate that we saved HP overall. Although it looks like maybe that's not going to be the case. Maybe it was. Bloodletting and Trench, Shrug It Off. We'll take a Shrug It Off. It's just a valuable card. We need some extra defense, especially. That's an opening turn. Let's headbutt the Rampage to the top of the deck. Use that strike. Offering. Alright, we'll ramp Rage. And then double defend. Getting 5 extra damage out there at the very end, as well as much defense as I possibly could have. Again, as much block as I possibly could have there. I was planning on going for Elite this floor, but I'm not seeing it now. An upgraded True Grit would be a no-duh, but I can't. I think I actually have to stop using Rampage. I think I need to start building Thick. As resilience against deck trashing effects and stuff like that, but also just putting an Anger in my deck here seems like a good idea. No, it doesn't. We have the Velvet Show. God damn it, Ryan. Almost did that as well. True Grit that I would have to upgrade. Yeah, I want it. Gonna have to immediately upgrade it. Exhausting a random card in hand just feels horrible to do. I hate that we just got that event as well because it means that I have to duck the next elite also. More bank, excellent. I hate that. I'll take the Sapphire Key, thank you. Smith. Deep Breath drawing extra cards is pretty good. Alright, I'm going to go to this shop just because it gives me the HP as well. There's another offering, but that's a lot of HP to lose, and that is a lot of Velvet Choker problems. So I'm thinking I might go Blood Vial. Yeah. I'm just trying to draw Sustain in this deck right now. I would like to be alive. Alright. That turn didn't go excellently, but it could have gone worse. Rampage, headbutt the Rampage back to the top of the deck. Offering. Oh, look, Rampage. Unfortunately, I only get to play 2 more cards, so I can't get both Offering and Brutality out. Sorry, Brutality and the other one that wasn't Brutality that I can't remember the name of. It's okay, though. That'll happen a lot on the turns where we... Wow. That'll happen a lot on the turns where we have Offering. It won't happen that much outside of it. Blood Potion, heal for 10% of your max HP, as well as... Oh. I think we might take Armaments. It's a lot of upgrades this deck still requires, and we are doing a lot of resting right now because we're going with effectively a suboptimal archetype right now. I've set the frontliner to a point where 3 skills is enough to kill them. We're not going to be playing 3 skills, though, so... Really ought to do it myself, frankly. Ow. Then I'll True Grit the Brutality and Shrug. Basically the best defense I could have conjured together, or rather cobbled together there at the very end of the turn. Deep Breath for 2 card draw. We'll just shrug it off in the next hand. Hopefully we don't need it. That's okay. Even if we needed it, it was there. That's why I put it there. Red Mask. At the start of each combat, apply 1 weak to all enemies, as well Battle Trance. Battle Trance is only going to serve to exacerbate the problems we're having with the Velvet Choker. So I'm going to take a hard pass on that one. As much as I actually didn't want to. Kind of have to, though. Okay. Perplexing Glare. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Okay. Thankfully, we're going to be killing this turn with ease as well. Damn, second blood potion clothesline is a great value pick there. And if we don't rest before this boss, we are deceased Jiren. So I'm worried that maybe I should be using my power potion here. Yeah. We're getting 4 strength a turn at this rate. You know, it's pretty good. Don't take my rampage. Oh, of course you couldn't. Nice. Getting much closer to dunking that backliner. There goes Rage. That's okay, I guess. Armaments will True Grit out a strike. Then Rampage Headbutt for the kill, putting the Rampage atop the deck. And from now on out, this should be pretty easy. If we can get a single copy of Reaper into this deck, we are really, really going to love the benefits it provides. I guarantee it. Yeah, 58. All right, so we're dead this turn. We actually are. 10%. 10%. So my greatest defense is Armaments, Rage, Rampage, Headbutt, Defend. So I may as well just play that straight then. So we're technically alive. Kill him. Good thing I played the power at the start of the combat. Fiendfire. Fiendfire is actually a really good reduction of my hand size. Of my deck size. I might not get a ridiculous amount of damage out of it, but you know, if I played 5 cards and I still have a lot of cards in hand, I can just Fiendfire, remove all the rest. If I took a second Brutality, that's not a second trigger of Rupture, by the way. Brutality doesn't stack like that as far as I know. I might be wrong here because I don't know if I've tested it. But typically when things stack that have the same effect like Brutality, they just lose 2 HP, draw 2 cards. So a single instance of losing 2 HP, so it only triggers Rupture once. Take a Fiendfire. Hey, it's the new Philo Stone. I don't know if I need it, is the thing. I may actually want to go with Astrolabe and transform these strikes. I'm looking for defensive cards. Damn it. That was Hemokinesis, Body Slam, and Seversol. Seversol is going to be good for removing a couple of the statuses that we might acquire over the course of this, but gosh, it's going to be garbage writ large. Writ large? That's not it. Well, I guess that could theoretically mean what I meant to say. Sorry, I kind of just run my mouth and then justify it afterwards. That, like, trust me. Do what I do for a bit, and you'll understand that no one is preparing their sentences here. You start talking and figure out where you're going halfway on. And also, sincerely, do start doing what I'm doing. It's fun. It's good fun. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Hands like that. Complete trash. Wow. I actually can't kill this turn, by the way. Oh, can I now? 18. 23. And that was just the first room combat. I fear for the rest of this run. We don't generate enough block to really utilize a body slam, unfortunately. I can't afford the HP loss. Trip is nice. We actually do need some more vulnerability in the deck, and especially vulnerability that doesn't cost 2. Not that it's prohibitively expensive, but it's not nice. It's actually a really good first turn there. I caught 1 damage that turn in order to set up the vulnerability so that I can try and kill this enemy a lot more quickly. Which doesn't look like it's actually going to function in that fashion, unfortunately. Fiendfire wouldn't do any damage. Anger Twin Strike Disarm. Well, I probably take this Disarm. Apotheosis completely invalidates the armaments that we already have in the deck. But armaments is also slightly invalidating the Apotheosis. Dolly's Mirror. What would I duplicate? I might duplicate Rupture. I don't see too many ways out of this. I think we're going to have to dig down and hope that we end up in China. Like, commit. In for a penny, in for a pound, et al. No, obviously. Leave. No, thank you. By the way, elite, 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 elite. There was no way for me to avoid all elites this floor. Fiendfire not only there for a considerable amount of damage, but also for the card removal. Hemokinesis is actually going to be quite powerful for us over the course of this fight. Because it increases our strength. Actually, considerably more useful than I was anticipating. You do lowest damage to highest damage here. I do want to keep the vulnerability going, though. Rampage, deep breath. Disarm bash. I don't know if we're going to be able to beat them now. 38. Yeah, it's a lot of damage right there. Got a rampage before I can headbutt. And I want to headbutt before I hemokinesis. Unfortunately, hemokinesis is going to give us extra strength, but playing our largest attack at the end of the turn in order to benefit as much as we possibly can from the slow debuff on the enemy is usually the correct order. We're dead to any attack this turn, so unless we kill, we're already screwed. And the correct ordering is lowest damage to highest damage, so Right, of course. No, I could have played an extra card. Oh, gosh. It wouldn't have made 12 difference because the extra card is 10% more damage from attacks. And the clothesline that I played... Oh, God, it could have. Oh, no. Clothesline was lesser of the 2 damages. I thought we had 5 energy, so I was thinking I was going to go Clothesline, Sever Soul, Rampage. But since we had 4, and I committed to the Clothesline, I played an extra card before the Rampage, and I was justifying, oh, well, the Clothesline wouldn't have done extra damage by playing the defense first, or rather, it wouldn't have done enough extra damage by playing the defense first to make it matter. But the Sever Soul might have. Alright. If you think a run is invalid for miscalculation, then bye. See you next run. Alright, so I think I remember pretty much the exact set of moves that I made last time. I ended up using armaments here where I shouldn't have, but that's the move that I made. Yeah, just that and then FIFA. So this turn would have been Rupture, Hemokinesis, Shrug It Off, Defend. No, it was... Obviously, I should play the Shrug It Off first there. And then I used Warcry to place the Iron Wave back atop my deck. Sever Soul is the only card in this hand that I didn't play, and I played them in terms of increasing damage, so it was that. Rampage put atop the deck. Bash. 2 more turns that I have to remember. 2 more turns. Rampage Deep Breath opens this hand. Then Bash Disarm. Although I think I did it correctly last time with the Disarm Bash. This turn was more difficult. I don't remember exactly what I did this turn. But I think I remember Hemokinesis being at the end. Okay, so we have slightly more HP than last time. Oh, we didn't get a Rampage. Huh. We're supposed to have Rampage this turn. Oh, well. Yeah, we just die now. I can do my best job of defending, which would be Armament, Shrug It Off, Defend. Defend True Grit actually might keep us in the game now. Funny that. Rip. This is a strategic decision. This isn't a miscounting kind of thing right now. If I Rampage before I Deep Breath, I have a chance to get the Rampage back. If I Deep Breath before I Rampage, I increment its damage. So basically, it's how lucky do I think I am? I think I'm really unlucky. So I'm going to Deep Breath first. Ancient Tea set, whenever you enter a rest site, start the next combat with 2 extra energy. Second copy of Rampage, not upgraded. We'll take the Pimmel streak. Gonna have to avoid the extra elites. A lot of 0 cost cards here. I feel like we're probably dead now, though. We're gonna need a Swift Potion to try and help. It's a problem. I'm going to clothesline as part of my defense, then offering. Okay, we need Armaments, True Grit, Defend. Armaments, True Grit, Defend becomes what? At 17, 17, 5. 17, 5 is 22. Okay, we almost fully save our HP there. This is 12. 12 by 9. 12 by 9 is not enough. I'm not going to be able to play Hemokinesis over the course of this combat at all. So we get Constricted for 10, Attacked for 13. Rampage atop the deck. Putting the Rampage. We're definitely dead this turn, so. Yup. That's the way the cookie crumbles. This deck didn't really have a particularly large amount of defense in it. I was over-reliant on picking up a Reaper in the late game in order to actually help us get some HP back. Rage didn't have enough defense for us. We did, however, only see very few defensive cards. We saw exactly one True Grit. We saw exactly one Shrug It Off. We saw one takeable Armaments. We took a Iron Wave when given the opportunity. We took a Rage when given the opportunity. We took a Disarm when given the opportunity. It's not like we passed up a ridiculous amount of good defensive cards, save the one Impervious at the end of the first floor. But if we didn't have the Brutality, which we took over the Impervious, then we wouldn't have won the second floor boss fight. So, kind of feels like we were doomed. Goodbye, cruel world. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody, the name of the game. It's been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we will see you next time.